Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, and it seems the King of the North is on the march. It's increasingly clear now that Andy Burnham is going to be pushing to become the leader of the Labour Party. He is now outright slagging off Keir Starmer, and they are totally at odds on just about every policy. Andy Burnham dislikes Starmer, always has disliked Starmer, loathes him in fact, and does not think that Starmer should be the leader. But now it's coming out in actual war words now. He is speaking the truth and being openly, vocally critical. This is the beginning of the end of Starmer, and I believe it is the beginning of the push by Andy Burnham to become the leader. First of all, of course, he has to be an MP. They may well throw him in somewhere soon. The next by-election that comes up, if it's anywhere near Manchester, they'll get him in and they will get him into Parliament. And then there'll be the push. We know for a fact that Rayner would stand by and begin the process by calling for that vote of confidence, which Starmer would then lose. And then there'd be the whole rigmarole. And then Andy Burnham would take over. That's basically it. But he was in the Institute for Government yesterday. He was calling for more powers from the government to him, or to local authorities, or to elected mayors and that, but bringing powers back down one level closer to the people. And he's had this interview, and he said, if I was in Parliament now, I'd be saying, I'm not happy, you need to change this. And so, you know, all those backbenchers, particularly in Westminster, will be eyeing Andy Burnham very closely, and I think they'll be pitching woo at him as soon as he becomes an MP. But he attacked benefits changes, and he said, we have a disabled persons panel in Greater Manchester who, even before any of this, were saying that the system is punishing. When I first got into Parliament, my dad said, never vote for policies that take money off poor people who've got no ability to make that up. He said, I always remember that. And then he said about Reeves' fiscal rules. He said, there is a question about how much you can be driven by the fiscal rules. He said, there has to be more flexibility. The world is turbulent. We're going to have to be able to protect people from some of these shocks. But of course, she's sticking rigidly to her fiscal rules, well, until she breaks them and then changing them and then having new fiscal rules, which she then breaks and has new. You know, these are my policies. If you don't like them, I have others. About the wealth tax, which of course is an incredibly dumb idea. He said, I think there's a case for looking at taxes on wealth. I look at the way society has changed in the last 20 or 30 years. Even in the pandemic, the very wealthiest got very much more wealthy. That's only because they weren't spending stuff. But the moment you say about a wealth tax, money flees. Gone, you know. But there we go. It's he's a man that's now out very outspoken, and he's saying everything that is anti the government's official policy. He's going against everything. Well, there we go. Affiliation to the party is one thing, but he's not affiliated to the man. And he says that he wants to represent his constituents before he represents the party. Well, there we go. Marvellous idea. He is the only man who can realistically lead Labour. He's the only man that a lot of people would get behind. He's left enough for the left. He's not so, how can we put this, difficult for the right side, the centrist side of the party to get behind. He's not so far left for them. He is not moderate. He is left of the moderates. But I think he's a realist and a pragmatist. And I think that he, in terms of Labour anyway, would be their best choice. He does seem to have a bit of a brain on him. He's not ideal, he's not perfect, and there's been difficult things in his past as well. And he's also one who did not want to have an inquiry into the gangs, strangely. But other than that, who have they got? It's a tough ask. But I think this is the beginning now. I think if he's coming out and saying so openly and so boldly what he's saying, I think there will be grating teeth in number 10. Thanks very much. Bye.